Canada's long national nightmare is over. Connor McDavid has signed and will stay in Edmonton for 2 more years. And his contract, a bunch of big contracts that have been signed already, are team-friendly. We'll talk about that because the regular season has started. This is the Hockey Show.
ما في وقت للعب 9-1 كونتينيو يجي نار من كاستوديو نبني ولا لازم نشوف.
David Dwork of the Hockey News is to my left. Ethan Podolsky is in the other side of the studio, and Rose is not here. This is the Hockey Show. You can watch us on YouTube. We got our own YouTube page. You can follow us there at The Hockey Show DLS. We have TikTok at The Hockey Show 7 and X, Instagram, and Threads at Hockey Show DLS. Now, the NHL regular season has started, and you know how we know that the NHL regular season has started?
Because we were at the first game?
No. It wasn't because the Panthers raised the banner either. It was because it was a category on Jeopardy.
Followed by hockey.
Hockey for 6, please.
In 2025, longtime Bruin Brad Marchand left Boston, headed for the sunny South, and helped this team win a second straight Stanley Cup.
I know this one.
Kate.
Who are the Florida Panthers?
That's it.
Yeah,
I love you.
Hockey 200.
Brian Trottier was a legendary master of this play that determines which team will start play with possession of the puck.
I know this one.
I know this one.
What is a face-off?
That's right.
Oh, I love
Hockey
you.
400.
One theory on the origin of this Canadian insult word is with the losing team's task of spraying water to refresh.
I know this one. Hoser.
What is a
No,
Badowski?
it is what is
You're
hoser.
a hoser, eh? Kate, back to you.
Ken Jennings,
Hockey
you're not
800.
cheeky, bro.
For and back precede this verb to mean apply pressure at either end of the ice. To be a 200-foot player, you got to do both.
Yeah, we got one of those.
Too many A's.
We got 2 of those.
What is
Too many
checking?
A's.
For and
Wow,
back checking.
come on, guys.
Kate, back to you.
You could do better
Hockey
than that.
1,000, please.
Come on, Kate, I
The
expect
NHL
better.
has counted blocked shots
Lay
since
out.
1998.
That's great.
And Marc-Edouard Vlasic at this position is the all-time leader. Kate,
What is defender?
no.
Oh,
TJ,
man.
Wait a minute, he is a
Also
defender.
incorrect.
No.
Brian, not going to try it?
Brian, not
Defenseman
gonna
is
try
the
it?
actual name of that position.
See, now you got to be
Katie was
exact in that
robbed.
situation. It's not defender. It's defenseman.
Kate was
for
robbed.
they better have gone
Crazy.
back and
That is
given her
terrible.
that whatever it was $1,000. Come on, defender, defenseman, like
That's the name of the position, though.
She deserves the $1,000. She got it right.
yeah. I think
And
did anybody watching the full show? Did they go back and give her the points? I need this information.
don't forget, Roy, I'm an ally. This is an all-inclusive term. Defenseman is not an inclusive term. Defender is an inclusive term because we got the PWHL now, Roy. So you are not an ally. I am an ally.
What the fuck are you talking
Not an
about?
ally.
Not an
Don't
ally.
curse during the
I mean, my
TTs.
God. I mean, all right, hockey. It was hockey was the category, not NHL. So yes, that would be the case in that
Yeah.
situation.
Also, even though all the questions
Defense
were
person.
NHL questions, but yes.
Defense person. All right,
first.
let's begin with the major news that happened this week. Connor McDavid has extended his contract for 2 more years, $12.5 million. That is a far cry from Kirill Kaprizov's 8-year, $17 million per.
A little bit.
Ah, Jesus. I mean, that is a team-friendly deal of all team-friendly deals. And McDavid is giving the Oilers room to build around him. And quite frankly, they should probably look at goaltender in my humble opinion. But,
You
yeah,
think?
they got the next 2 years to win a cup. And, and if that doesn't happen, he gone.
I mean, keeping his AAV at 12.5, giving the Oilers some runway. Look, if anybody has an idea of how to make this situation work, other than the team that's made it work, the Florida Panthers, it's the Oilers, because they've lost to the Panthers back-to-back years, and they've watched Florida not only crush them, but then build a better team year after year. So good on McDavid. I don't know if Stan Bowman is a Bill Zito. We'll see how that goes, but there's a chance in Edmonton. As you said, their long nightmare is it's not over. It's just kind of chilling for now.
I just think it's interesting that the Oilers have decided, with the greatest bargain in NHL history, in sports history, arguably, right? Getting this player at that number, sticking his number. He didn't increase it at all from his current contract. Like, we'll see what they do going forward, but right now their plan seems to be just run it back with the same team that hasn't been good enough 2 years in a row to win the Stanley Cup, because they're sticking with Stuart Skinner. They extended Matthias Ekholm. They extended Jake Wallman. Like, Their big additions have been Andrew Mangiapane, who I like as a solid player. Jack Roslovic, how is he still around at the end of free agency, like into the first game of the season? That was crazy to me. He scored 22 goals last year. And then 2 young forwards in Matthew Savoy and Isaac Howard. Like, we'll see what they do. They have to address the goaltending issue because, as we'll see later, like, Stuart Skinner's already coming back to bite them.
I hate to say this, but despite all what you just said, he may have just won the GM of the Year award just based on one signing.
We'll see how things go, but I think what we're really going to be judging Bowman on is what he does in after the season, the next couple of years. Because just looking at, they're going to have a lot of money to spend. Henrique, Roslovic, Kasperi Kapanen, both goaltenders, all off the books after this season. But they're going to have McDavid, Draisaitl, Hyman, RNH, like all those guys are going to be locked up. They got their defensemen. They love their D. Like, for love them or hate them, they do like them in Edmonton. So what Bowman does over the next few years, whether Edmonton has the kind of success that they're looking for, and really it's Stanley Cup or bust, like it's got to happen now.
Well, judging off the first game, and we'll get into that in a little bit.
Yeah.
Just a and a meh in that situation.
There's a couple things I want to say here. First of all, they'll have they're projected to have $17.7 million. There's already reports that the cap could be going even higher than the 104 that people have projected for it this year. Some are saying a number like 107. So they'll have money to spend. Look, if the Oilers didn't put themselves in a position where they're paying 2 defensemen $19.75 million, they probably wouldn't have forced Connor McDavid into a situation where he had to take this kind of bargain. But credit to McDavid for doing it. The second thing I want to say is, segueing off of that, is leave everybody else alone. Like, his contract has nothing to do with Eichel, with Connor, with Kaprizov. Like, this guy is built different, clearly. He had one goal in mind. He wants to win a Stanley Cup. He clearly doesn't care how much money he's making. He says, I'm making this much money, and it's working for me right now. I don't need any more than that. Leave everybody else out of it. That doesn't mean that any player should get paid less than Connor McDavid just because McDavid took this, took this number because of his situation. Like, Kaprizov made 17 because the Wild had to pay him 17, and the Wild have said, we have no problem paying him 17 because we had to keep this player. Leave him alone. It doesn't mean he's a bad guy. It doesn't mean he's a bad teammate. It just means that he got his value from his team, drew every last cent he could, and that's fine. We should reward players for doing that. The NHL for so long has tried to stop players from getting what they're worth and not rewarded players for drawing every last cent they can out of their teams. They should draw every last cent out of their value that they can. Kaprizov did that, and I think he deserves credit, and other people in the NHL should take after him rather than trying to be like a team-friendly guy.
I'm going to go ahead and have to disagree with you on that one. Like, I'm not saying that we shouldn't give, if you want to go after your money, by all means, you do you, boo-boo. Some people want to win over increasing their wallet. And I think McDavid, and this isn't an indictment on anybody, but I'm not saying you can't just say, well, this guy wanted to go after as much money as possible and not leave anything left in the for his team. Okay, then the playoffs are going to roll around and they're going to not get knocked out in the first or second round.
But it's not like the Wild don't have a really, they still have a good cap situation. They have the rest of their team locked up at good numbers.
They could
Brock
sign
Faber's
2 or 3
at a good number, Matt Boldy's at a good
for
number.
that money.
And they still have a lot of cap that they can use to go out and get better players. And their owner said they're going to be aggressive. Bill Guerin has said they're going to be aggressive in trying to improve their team around Kaprizov. I don't see a problem with it. Hockey, to me, seems like the only sport where we criticize guys for getting every last dollar. It's this weird hockey thing. I don't really understand it. People are very critical of Kaprizov because he's not a team player. No, he just got what the Wild offered him, and he should have. He's worth that money to that franchise, and he should have gotten his value off of that.
They're critical in this time, in this sense, because right now the Panthers have created this situation, this aura, where it's not only acceptable, but it's a proven winning tactic that you can build a hell of a team that's going to be competitive, that's scaring the rest of the league for years to come. So on one hand, you have the Panthers doing that, and on the other hand, you have Kaprizov taking $17 million. You could argue that both are right, both are wrong. I'm just saying I'm not ready to just not give these guys any, just give them a pass when they could absolutely take a couple million less. Your team could be a lot deeper, and you can win. They don't have to, But I think giving them a pass is. I'm not doing it.
The Wild have 15.5. Well, are projected to have $15.489 million in cap space next year. That's plenty of money to go out and make your team better. You can get And they've got a lot of these guys locked up already on team-friendly deals. Like, they had the room. They felt like they could do this. I don't think we should criticize Kaprizov for getting what he's worth. He's worth that money to the Wild, and he got it. I don't really – I understand. Look, I understand that there are some guys that are built differently, and McDavid is clearly built differently. But I just think it's just – it's just a tired way of thinking, in my opinion.
All right, this leads us into the other team-friendly contract that was signed. This one out of Vegas, Jack Eichel, 8-year contract extension, $13.5 million per year. That is definitely. I mean, again, we look at the Kaprizov contract. Far cry between these two contracts that was just signed. Like, we thought this was going to be the comparable, and it was going to be market changing, and it's not. And in this situation, they just took the third, fourth best two-way player in the league, and locked him up. That's ridiculous.
Can I ask you guys a question? Is Austin Matthews better than Jack Eichel?
Defensively?
No, just all-around player. As a player.
They're
that would be
very
the
different players.
But Matthews has been a Selke finalist, has he not? I think he was 2 years ago.
He may have been. It wouldn't surprise me.
But just in general, when you're ranking the NHL players, who comes first? Austin Matthews or Jack Eichel?
I mean, if you look at pure goal scorers, you go with Austin Matthews in this situation.
I think if I'm looking, it depends on the team.
So is his offensive value, the difference in offensive value, enough to make up for the fact that Eichel is a better two-way player, let's say? Like, who would you rather
personally,
have?
I'd rather have Eichel.
Okay,
in the playoffs, I would rather have Eichel.
So Eichel is only making $250,000 more than Austin Matthews. So why are we looking at Eichel as a team-friendly deal, but not necessarily looking at Matthews as a team-friendly deal? Like, I think
Matthews'
Eichel,
deal was
that's what
signed
he's worth.
several years before Eichel's deal, when the cap was a lot lower and it was a bigger piece of the pie.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, it's different economics right now as opposed to back then. You had a what-if game on Patrick Kane that you talked about last night.
It just kind of popped in my head as I was watching Showtime score goals for Detroit, and he's been a pretty good ad for them since he decided to let himself be traded there. But if you remember, it was between Detroit and Florida at that time. So I was just thinking, if Florida had gotten Patrick Kane, which was the year that they won their first Stanley Cup, they wouldn't have gotten Vladimir Tarasenko. They probably would have continued on and won the Cup either way, I would think. But how would it have played out? Because Kane signed, he stayed with Detroit. Would he have stayed with Florida? Florida definitely wouldn't have gotten Brad Marchand if that was the case. Maybe not have gotten Seth Jones. It's just so many different pieces that kind of would have played out, right? And thinking about how the Panthers have evolved since that time, just all the moves that they've made in the last 18 months, like, how much would that have changed? Would Kane have taken a team-friendly deal? It's just so many things to wonder about.
If Kane was on this team last year, do they beat the Maple Leafs? They wouldn't have had Brad Marchand.
They don't have Marchand.
Or Jones.
Now, let's see. Kane, remember, Tarasenko came and then he got paid by the Red Wings and left. Doesn't the same thing happen to Kane? Like, the Panthers had a lot less cap space going into last offseason.
To be fair, Kane did only sign for $3 million over 2 years,
True.
I think. So I probably the fit. Like, Kane's a veteran guy.
Yeah.
He's won cups. Like, I think he would have been fine with Florida's two-way styles. But it's just like an interesting avenue to go down.
So sick.
It would have been fun to see him in a Panthers.
I would have loved that. I loved Patty Kane growing up.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
New jerseys have been announced in the NHL, and they belong to the Pittsburgh Penguins and the Detroit Red Wings and the Penguins. Now, my personal feelings aside about the team, these suck, Dave. These absolutely suck. And our friend Alex Baumgartner from 5 Reasons Sports has an opinion. Ban yellow jerseys.
Yeah. Yellow ice is not a good combination. Yellow jerseys on the ice, not really that good. Like, they've made it work a little bit in Nashville, but Pittsburgh's jerseys, like, on the rack, they look suspect. On the ice, it's just like a bunch of highlighter guys, like a bunch of the wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube men just rubbing around the ice. I didn't like it at all.
So let's describe these jerseys that they unveiled. They're yellow. Normally the Penguins logo, they have, the triangle behind the Penguin, and that triangle is yellow. That's not there because the jersey's yellow.
I kind of like it.
Of course you do.
You know what look I like is I like the yellow helmet.
No, I was
going to
say they need a black helmet. The yellow on yellow. The yellow helmet on the black jersey is a good one. It's
awesome.
The yellow on yellow, no me gusta.
The Red Wings have also unveiled their centennial uniforms. They did this about a month ago. Dave, you finally got to see them in action, and you loved them.
These are nice. These
So
are, and
good.
look at look at John Gibson with the leather looking pads, and like all the players had the leather old time looking gloves. Like this is a great look. I love the spoked wheel. Like it's got some more intricacies and details inside the logo. This is the opposite of the Penguins. I love these.
Really
Red Wings
bring out the
uniforms.
feathers in the
and they've
the
got
wing
the
portion.
mini stripes on them. Oh,
It might be
great.
the best logo in sports. Are they wearing these for all of their home games? Like this is their permanent home uniform, or is it?
I don't believe so. No, they're not
Beauties.
going to wear that the entire season.
That logo might be the best logo in sports. I'm telling you.
Yeah, so they are celebrating the 100th season, as are the New York Rangers and the Chicago Blackhawks. So yeah, they got good jerseys. They look very nice.
These are their centennial season uniforms, according to the story I'm reading right now. So I think they're going to wear these a lot this year.
We appreciate everybody who watches and listens to the show, and you guys can ask us questions. You can leave us comments, and we will answer them. You can leave them on all the social media outlets that I have described earlier in the show. We have a question again this week from @DemonHunter MOG. What overreaction to the first games of the season do you feel are valid?
Overreactions to the first games of the season. Well,
Now keep in mind the Oilers blew that lead, and we will talk about that in a second, to the Kings, and that was not good.
the Boston Bruins are 2-0 to start the season.
So are the Penguins. Yeah. So those two are very, very surprising to me. So yeah, that's an overreaction from probably the cities of Boston and Pittsburgh.
I don't know. My overreaction is the Ottawa Senators are going to be better than we give them credit for.
Really?
Yeah, the way that they came back on Tampa Bay last night in Tampa.
So they're going to go beyond 94.
This is a team that's just they went to the playoffs last year. They've been building toward it for a few years. They've got one of the best leaders in the world in Brady Tkachuk. I was a little bullish on them before the season, but now just game one out of the gate, they show like that kind of playoff guts right off the bat. No, I like Ottawa.
Are we talking about division here?
I think top 3 division is in play for Ottawa.
I think they're going to be really good. I really like their roster. I think they improved from last year, and they were already good. They really took control of the top wildcard spot last year. They left no doubt. My overreaction so far has been, I think the Panthers are going to have to win a lot of 2-1 games this year until Matthew Tkachuk comes back. 2-1, 3-2, these tight games.
2-1
both
filthy.
games. I know that's their game. I know they love 2-1 filthy. So they're more than capable of doing it, but I just think they're going to have to. It doesn't look like – I know it's the first 2 games, and they're just
it's not just the first 2 games. It's the fact that they played Chicago and Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Tomorrow is going to be the big test against Ottawa.
For sure. It'll be interesting to see them against Ottawa. I'm really excited about that game. I just think it looks a little bit like they're missing a little bit of dynamicism on offense, which is to be expected when you don't have Alexander Barkov and Matthew Tkachuk. But it's a slight overreaction. We'll see how it plays out. But look, I think they're going to still be really good. They have dominated both of these games so far.